Hey you, yeah you. Are you new to government contracting and you've been pursuing service-based contracts via sam.gov, where you put in countless hours of assembling your team, putting together your responses to those RFPs, only to find out you didn't win, and you're feeling that the system may be slightly rigged against you, and you're just chasing your tail? Well, hey, don't give up. There is a better option, and it's called selling products to the Defense Logistics Agency, better known as the DLA. Hey, I'm the DLA guru, and I've been in this space for the past 20 years, and I put together a fantastic YouTube channel that's packed with information and hacks to give you some insight on how to position yourself to sell to the DLA. Take a look at my channel and subscribe today. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. The DLA guru is back in the building. Yes, indeed. On this beautiful, well, cold winter Saturday morning, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri. You guys know I woke up this morning and we got about 4 to 5 inches of snow on the street here in St. Louis. And so, I had to dust off the snow, get down to the office, and, hey, the DLA guru, rain, sleet, or snow, I am here for you. Yes, today is your day. Today is my bi-monthly scheduled live stream to support my brigadier generals and my Patreon member community. Yes, today is your day. We're going to be going closed circuit, incognito, to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. We're going to talk DLA national stock numbers, DLA solicitations, any vendor development, you name it, anything that's keeping you up at night along your DLA journey. Today is your day. For my paid members. All right. So I'm really looking forward to people coming into the StreamYard waiting room area here. Now, if you guys are new to the Brigadier General community and or Patreon community, the way that you'll find the link to get you over here in StreamYard is going to be connected to the community forum tab for your respective platforms. Here in YouTube, go to the community forum tab. You're going to see a link that's just for your eyes and your mouse clicks only to get you over here in StreamYard. And the same goes for you in my Patreon member community as well. And as soon as I get a quorum, maybe 2 or 3 Brigadier General and Patreon members over here in StreamYard, that's going to be my signal to go closed circuit. We're going to basically disconnect from the YouTube, the public forum here, and we're going to go closed circuit to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. But until that happens, I do have a fantastic presentation, as you guys know. I got some great information for you today. As you guys probably seen the thumbnail as well as the title of today's live stream, we're going to be talking a little bit about best strategies to win DLA contracts in fiscal year 2026. Yes, I know we're still in 2025, but hey, I am just trying to be ahead of the curve. Got one more month of this particular year, and this is where you start to kind of, you bandage your wounds, and you look at an assessment of your wins and your losses and things of that nature in 2025, and you prepare a plan for 2026. So this is where I think we should start kind of the conversation, right? And so that's what we're going to be doing. So if you have any questions as it relates to your DLA journey and you're just in the public arena here, feel free to drop a comment in the chat there, because during my presentation, again, the best strategies to win DLA contracts in fiscal year 2026, I'll be fielding any questions that are relevant to today's topic or just relevant to government contracting in general. And of course, if you just want to say, hey, what's up? What city and state you're hailing from? I love the engagement. I always love to see what my reach is and where people are at. Matter of fact, are you guys experiencing snow? Is it cold where you're at? Hopefully you're not experiencing what we're experiencing here in St. Louis, but if you are and you like the winter, then hey, all to you. I give you all the kudos. I don't like the winter too much. So anyway, let's move forward with today's presentation. Yes, I have a lot to talk about. Looks like we got 4 current viewers in the building. Thank you for those early adopters of the live stream today. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. As I begin to dive into this, because it definitely gets the YouTube algorithm kind of cooking. So other folks out there can see what the DLA guru is cooking today. But again, we're going to be talking about best strategies to win DLA contracts, and for my brigadier generals and my Patreon member community. Once you guys start to kind of filter in here, we're going to have today's closed circuit topic. The main idea of today's closed circuit topic will be building your national stock number product catalog. So We're going to be focusing a lot on how the best practices to building your innocent product catalog, because I think it's definitely going to support a strategy for success with growing your DLA contracting business and focusing how, understanding the ins and outs, the pros and cons of building a national stock number catalog that you're able to manage internally within your organization. Now, before getting into that, for those of you who are new to me and new to my content, my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. Government Sales Manager with the National Material Supply Company. We have been servicing the U.S. federal government and the U.S. military by way of the Defense Logistics Agency for the past 20 plus years. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru for more reasons than one, because I have definitely skinned my knee and bumped my head enough to know what not to do. And I am basically allowing all this knowledge for you to access it, to tune in and tap into me in order to support your DLA journeys, especially for the newcomers to this fantastic opportunity of winning government contracts in support of the U.S. military by way of the DLA. So again, welcome to my YouTube channel. I got so many videos. I think we're over 300 videos of content, what I call YouTube University information, that hopefully you guys are just enjoying it, because I do see the views. We got over 100,000 views of the videos in the channel. So I know there's a lot of value and you guys keep coming back for more. So I really, really appreciate that support. And again, if you'd like to drop a comment into the chat today, you must be a subscriber to the channel. So be sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, because that just all adds so much value, and it doesn't cost you anything. And I believe YouTube now has a new feature called the hype feature. I have not actually clicked the hype feature yet, but if you guys know a little bit about the hype feature, I really appreciate you to hit the hype button, because I think that's some kind of new way that YouTube is gauging the value of channels. And if you guys really feel the content that I'm providing over here is very valuable to you and your business, and you just want to support it, but you don't want to drop a little something in the brother's hand, you can definitely support me by hitting the hype button as well. So I really appreciate that. And by all means, share this content to friends, family members, and loved ones, and business colleagues, because a lot of folks don't know a lot about the DLA. It's still, in my opinion, a best kept secret in the federal contracting space. As you guys know, the DLA spends over $50 billion a year. That's billion with the B, and procuring mainly products in support of the U.S. military. And it's just a fantastic way for you guys to get tuned in and tapped in and plugged in to a federal contracting opportunity like none other. All right. So feel free to share this, because it could definitely open the aperture for a lot of small businesses in today's economy. It will definitely give people some hope that there may be a way to get your piece of the taxpayers' pie as it relates to government contracts and government spending. And by all means, hit that notification bell, because you don't want to be a day late or a dollar short as I drop relevant content to both empower and inspire you for success with the Defense Logistics Agency. All right, cool. Now, for those of you who know me and have been supporting of the channel for all this time, I try to always give value back to my community. A lot of value exchange over here, right? And so if you're out there and you're bidding on contracts, you're winning contracts, and you're like, all right, I need some help. All right, we're winning these contracts where it's 100 items or more on the contract, and I have all these terms and conditions and the bagging and tagging. Well, hey, guess what? We provide affordable pre-printed Mil Standard 129 unit ID labels. Yes, we do. You can get them through our friends over at hecdistribution.com, which I'll show you in a second. But we offer a 3-inch by 2-inch, which is the smallest label that you have to put on each individual product in support of those DLA supply contracts that you're winning. Each product must be tagged with the Mil Standard 129 unit ID label, and you want to make sure you have the correct label. Has to have the right material, the right type of ink, so that it can withstand the military environments. All right, so there is a spec to the particular label, and we provide that through our friends at hecdistribution.com. Let me go ahead and log over into their website. You guys can kind of take a little bit of a look to what that looks like. So when you log on to hecdistribution.com, there is a link that's pinned into the description of this video. And this link will get you right over here. I recommend that you bookmark the link. Make sure that you put it in a safe, dry place in case you get a contract and you're like, man, I need some help printing these labels. We currently have an introductory offer price through our friends over at HEC at 15 cents per label. Really, really simple to fill it in the form here. There are 5 steps that you just follow that. Just kind of read those 5 steps, and you're going to transcribe information directly from your military contract right into these fields. And then you're going to let them know how many labels you need in order to support your contract. Add to cart, checkout, and those labels will be pre-printed and mailed to a doorstep near you in support of your DLA contracts. All right. So again, you can't find these labels for any cheaper anywhere within the internet. You can try to find them, but a lot of folks are taking advantage of these labels. And again, this is just a testament of what we do over here at the DLA Vendor Network, adding value to DLA Vendor Network participants and DLA vendors at large. All right. So this is what we do over here. All right. So again, HECdistribution.com, right products, great price, goals met. Let them know DLA Guru sent you. All right. Now, for those of you who are part of getting into today's agenda, best strategies to win DLA supply contracts in fiscal year 2026. I actually have 4 different strategies that I think that you want to strongly consider to incorporate into your DLA business. All right. And these steps, they're not in any order of priority, but I just, think that you just want to kind of think about this. Now, in order to sell to the DLA, for those of you who are new to government contracting arena and new to the DLA, you want to ensure that your company is eligible to bid on DLA contracts. First and foremost, you have to be eligible. The way that you're eligible, you have to register a legitimate business, meaning you got to be an LLC, an INC. I'm not sure if they accept nonprofits. Well, I'm sure they do. Yeah, because there are some nonprofits that are out there that are killing the game and supporting the DLA as well. I just don't know any nonprofits that I've actually worked with. But of course, you want to be legally registered in your state. Then you want to log on to sam.gov. All right, sam.gov. You probably heard a lot of content creators in the space talk about sam.gov. It's really simple. It's free. Every business, every red-blooded American, I think, should have a profile on sam.gov in order to just position yourself to be able to do business with the federal government. So you have to start here first. Without a registration here, you have to get your UEI, which is your unique entity identification number, identifier. And then from there, you also will achieve a cage code, which is also, these are 2 unique identifiers in the federal space. You'll need the cage code more than likely for military contracts and whatnot, definitely for the DLA. And then you want to log on to the DLA's internet bid board system, also known as DIBBS. And you want to register over there with your cage code and get signed up and get activated in order for you to do business and take a look at a lot of those solicitations and position your company for success in selling products, namely to the Defense Logistics Agency in support of the U.S. military. All right. So this is where you start first. This is part of the strategy. All right. Now, get into the 4 steps, as I mentioned. The first strategy, first step where I think you should really start to kind of focus, you want to build a dominant competitive advantage. I get a lot of folks reaching out to me. DLA Guru, I'm bidding on these contracts. I'm not winning. My prices are too high. Manufacturers don't like me. They don't want to do business with me. But hey, don't cry over spilled milk. There are over 5 million national stock numbers that the DLA actively manages every single day. So if you found a handful of NSNs, 1 to 2, 3, 4, 10 NSNs out of 5 million, and you're getting doors in your face, that means you're going to have to work just a little bit harder. You're going to have to work a little harder to find those NSNs that align with who you are, your business, where you're at in your business cycle. That's how you do it. All right. So you build a dominant competitive advantage by focusing on products that you have access to, where you can offer best price, best availability. All right. It's not a cakewalk. It's not easy. This is not a sprint to getting rich. This isn't a sprint to government contracting. It's a marathon. So you just have to have the right mindset in building a competitive advantage. So this is, strategies of winning more DLA contracts in fiscal year 2026. All right. Now, the way that you do this is not only, trial and error and finding NSNs and trying to source vendors and or manufacturers that you can work with, but you want to bid, and bid. You want to consistently bid on a day in and day out basis. The DLA's internet bid board system is up for business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the most part, unless they're down due to maintenance. Typically, they're down on Saturdays. Hopefully, they're not down today. If you guys are interested in logging over to the DLA's Internet Bidware system and take a look at their site. But of course, once you get registered in there, you got your SAM profile set up. You got your access to DIBBS. You've been granted access. Keep in mind, it's a privilege. It's not, it's not something that's, a rite of passage for you. It's a privilege to be a DLA vendor. So you just want to make sure you cross all the T's, dot all the I's, get yourself set up. And once you're able to get in there, bid. Even if your prices are high, bid anyway. Get used to exercising that muscle of bidding. So you want to scale up your daily quoting volume. It's very, very important. By scaling up your daily quoting volume, that's going to increase your probability, your visibility, and your award velocity. What I mean by that, you say, why does this make sense? And why is this important? The reason why this is important, because the probability, by increasing your probability, you're going to increase your ability to match solicitations through the automated buy system that the DLA has. Just because another company won it last week doesn't necessarily mean that that company is going to bid it next week. All right. So by bidding, all you're doing is positioning yourself. It's about positioning. It's about having yourself or your company in the pipeline for when the DLA does come a calling, that you are in the system for them to reach out and ask questions. Because once the DLA starts to ask questions, i.e. the traceability and things of that nature, you are in the running for potential award. So bidding often only sets up the probability of you having a matching opportunity that aligns with your innocent product catalog. The visibility component of this is making sure that when you're bidding and bidding often and getting involved in winning contracts, that all that rolls into your supplier performance risk system. All right. That is the SPURS system. This is how the DLA kind of gauges your performance within government contracts with the DLA, meaning, are you delivering on time? Are you delivering what the DLA asks you to deliver? Are you trying to sneak counterfeit parts into the supply chain? Things of this nature. All right. Don't want to do any of those kinds of things because, man, you can get a lot of trouble. We're talking about the U.S. military, federal government. You just don't want to play that game. All right. So, but the visibility of the type of, are you an ethical vendor? Can the DLA rely on you? I mean, are you in the game, or are you just on the bleachers, or are you in the sidelines kind of thing? All right. So visibility by bidding often is going to increase your visibility. And the award velocity component of this means the more small contracts you win. I mean, you may say, there are big companies out there that win $10 contracts with the DLA. You're like, well, why are these big companies going after $10 contracts? Because it increases their velocity, the momentum. It's like you're showing up and you're giving unto Caesar what is Caesar's. You're meeting the DLA where they're at, and by increasing your award velocity, that's going to lead to larger contract opportunities that you'll have with the DLA in the long run. These are great strategies in order to position yourself to win more DLA contracts in fiscal year 2026. All right, so this is what I highly recommend that you take underneath your wing. And last but not least, in this area, building your national stock number product catalog. So for my Brigadier Generals and Patreon members, and if you guys are kind of on the fence out there, drop me a little love in the chat there, because I'm not getting any comments coming in. As you guys see the scrolling marquee going across the screen there, if some of this, some of the values, some of these gems that I'm throwing out there, and you see if the DLA Guru is cooking, feel free, to give me a super chat or something of that nature, or drop a little something in my Venmo or my Cash App to let me know that you guys truly appreciate me showing up in 6-inch snow in order to deliver content to you guys to support your journey with the DLA. Give a little love back to the DLA Guru, because, man, I'm here showing up. But again, building your national stock number catalog is going to be paramount. And again, for my Patreon members and Brigadier Generals, for my members only access, we're going to be talking about what I recommend that you employ in building it. We currently have a catalog of over 4,000 national stock numbers that we actively manage. And it took some years in order to build that out. But it's important to have start to have that mindset of building a national stock number catalog that you can manage. All right. So having a focused approach is going to get you to building a dominant competitive advantage in this space. All right, cool. All right, no comments are coming in there. Come on, guys, throw me a little love. It looks like you got 4 concurrent viewers and 2 likes. If you like what you're seeing and you're coming in here a little late on the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. You guys know I love parity to my likes and whatnot. All right, and so number 2, as far as best strategies to win DLA supply contracts in fiscal year 2020 and 2026, I highly recommend that you consider wrapping your mind around automation. All right. So again, in my last live stream, I announced that our company has internally been working for the past 9, now 10 months on a batch upload tool. And we are tested in-house, and man, it is a game changer for our company. And what I recommend that you guys do, you want to find out, okay, this whole bidding, like you want to bid and bid often, but you also want to bid smart. And you want to employ tools that help you to bid, because you got to, it's like the lottery. You got to play to win. The DLA, you got to bid to win. All right. And so the way that you do that is employing the right kind of tools. And so we said, what we want to do, we have such a massive catalog. We want to find out ways of increasing the probability or the velocity of our business by using a batch upload tool. All right. And so Yes, we have been sending out some surveys. Yes, all right. So I'm offering some beta test users to come in and play around with our survey tool. I mean, with our batch upload tool, and so I have, in the past week or so, I've sent out emails only to folks who have participated in some capacity, that is, purchased, invested in themselves, invested in our business, the DLA Vendor Network, in order to get access to the information, have successfully graduated from any of my master classes. You guys are going to be my first movers, my first adopters of using this tool. So if you haven't gotten an email and you're like, wait a minute, I never got an email from you, check your spam, because when I looked at the analytics on the email that we sent out, only like 2% of the folks are opening the email. So I just think that, the email is probably going to your spam filters or something. So checking your spam, make sure you check it. And you want to make sure you whitelist our email coming to you, because I think a lot of folks are not taking advantage of my email list as it relates to content related to the DLA and how it can help you. But in that email, in your spam, probably right now as we speak, there is a link that takes you to a survey for, again, offering you an opportunity to come in and be a part of my beta test program. That survey is going to ask you some pointed questions to let me know if you being a beta tester is going to be a value add not only to your business, but a value add to the beta test movement that we're putting together. And my plan is to have folks be a part of this testing. You guys give direct feedback and using the tool so that our developers can make the tool and enhance it to make it even better as time goes on. And we're planning to have this beta testing phase for the next maybe 3 to 6 months or something like that, depending on the results and the feedback that we're getting. And again, I'm only looking for masterclass participants only at this stage. I'm giving you guys first mover advantage to be an early adopter. And if I find that a lot of folks with the masterclass just don't seem to have any interest in using the tool, then of course we'll begin to kind of open it up to allow other potential users to be part of the beta testing program. So again, there are benefits to having association with the DLA Vendor Network Club. Yes, I tell you guys, if you've been here with me for the past 2.5 years now, you know that I am just gradually working and finding the lane in order to add value to not only our business, but your business and support of the U.S. military by way of the DLA. I am an entrepreneur by heart. This is what I do. And I'm always looking, if there is a problem, I'm looking for a solution to that problem. And I like to invite you guys to be a part of that journey so we all can make some money together, right? So that's what this is all about. And being a part of using batch uploads or whatever, it allows for mass scale quoting and rapid price testing. All right. So this is all part of that whole strategy to win more contracts. It's not just about just bidding on contracts. It's about analytics. It's about data collection. It's about making sure that you shoot your arrow narrow and straight and sure. And the way you do that is by gathering data, but you got to get in the game and play the game in order to start to collect that data. So mass scale quoting and rapid price testing, a lot of testing happens in this space. The big boys that are doing it and are winning millions of dollars of contracts daily because there are some companies like the Supply Cores of the world and Campy Components, and I'm probably naming some contractors, some vendors, some competitors that have beat you. And these companies are doing $1 million a day in winning DLA contracts, but these guys are not new to it. They've been in the business much longer than our company has, and they just kind of have employed the right analytics and whatnot. And are killing the game. And guess what? It's open for us. It's open competition for us to get involved with this as well. What I really love about the DLA Internet Bid Board System, DIBBS, it allows vendors to submit quotes for simplified acquisitions electronically. So all that's like printing the RFP through sam.gov and filling in the blank and those 90-page RFPs. The DLA is 2 pages. 2 pages electronically is all it takes. And the DLA allows you to bid on contracts in one of 3 ways. One, as we all have employed in our business, as well as you guys are who are active with the DLA, is through quoting manually through a web-based form through the DIBBS, through the DLA's Internet Bid Board System, also known as DIBBS. And for typically medium or large scale size businesses, will employ EDI, which stands for Electronic Data Interchange Transactions. The DLA allows for your company to use EDI transactions. And I know EDI has been around since like the 1970s, but guess what? It's the military, man. They're still doing things in the Stone Ages. It's still happening. And so if you know anything about EDI, our company doesn't use EDI because it's expensive. It's an old technology, but it's still available for companies to bid contracts using EDI. And last but not least, through the batch upload process. As I talked about in my last video 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the number of solicitations that you can bid on automatically with one mouse click. Literally you upload a file and you just click submit, and you can bid up to 75 solicitations with one mouse click, right? It's just fantastic. It allows you just to increase your productivity so that you don't spend so much time filling in the blank of those manual web-based forms, and you can spend more time in building your national stock number product catalog and hobnobbing with your vendor base. So it just kind of frees up some time to make you a little bit more productive in this DLA bidding frenzy that's out here. And this is just kind of, hey, this is how it's set up. We just got to do it this way, right? So batch quoting lets suppliers prepare quotes offline in a single comma delimited file and upload them in one step, one click. This tool that we've created in-house is meant for vendors that quote on a large number of solicitations. And again, you want to quote on as many as you can. And this tool will help you along your journey there. It will save you significant time while responding to many open solicitations. So time is money. I mean, in federal contracting, you don't want to spend a lot of time wasting your time and not making no money. And so this tool can potentially help you, and then it will give you that direct feedback as to, especially if you're not winning those contracts, you have to have, again, folks that are connected, tuned in and tapped into my paid content. We're giving all the information about how you can definitely have a strategy to win in fiscal year 2026. So if what I'm talking about in the public forum, if this is good and this is cooking, imagine what we're talking about in our closed circuit forum. All right. So I definitely invite you to consider upgrading your subscription to the Brigadier General level, especially for those of you who have not taken and invested in any of my master classes, to come on over here into StreamYard today. I'll be here until about 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. It's 11:28 now. And I highly recommend that you invest and invite you to be a part of our community today in the discussion. Even if you don't have anything that you want to talk about directly, just kind of being a fly on the wall in this community. I got over 40 or so videos that are just members only content. You'll never see it in the public forum here on YouTube because we're getting into the nitty gritty of strategy and how to grow your DLA business. And I got a lot of folks that are winning really nice contracts. It just makes me so proud that I created this community over 2 years ago, of course, with your help. And it's paying dividends back to folks that are getting tuned in and tapped in and are serious about federal contract and understand the powers of a $50 billion a year industry that you want to get your piece of the pie. All right. And that's how you get that done. Moving on, because I don't have any Brigadier Generals. Hey, we got a comment that came in. I know sometimes I can get a little long-winded. I get a little excited about what I'm talking about here. And hopefully, it looks like StreamYard is giving me some StreamYard. It looks like I'm struggle streaming, and I can see some choppiness going on. So let me know if you guys are getting, I guess if my voice, my audio, and video are not synced properly, because StreamYard is always changing their software. They're always giving these enhancements and stuff, and I'm like, man, look, you guys keep breaking this thing down. But hopefully, the delivery is great. Let me know. Put me a little love in the chat and say, no, you sound perfect, or no, you're off a little bit. So I can kind of, because I don't get direct feedback, I can kind of look at myself here and see the choppiness going on. But it looks like we got a first comment that probably came 10 minutes ago. But it looks like we got Jamila says great information. And Jamila is a member of the channel, because I can see the little decal by your name there, Jamila. Thank you for that comment. And thank you for supporting the channel, Jamila. People like you, keep it going, Jamila. So thank you for that. I really appreciate the love, because I'm telling you guys, you'd think after 2 years of the DLA Guru being in this space that it becomes easier. Well, it gets a little easier, but it's still very, very difficult to show up and provide this kind of information to you guys. And it's like I'm sometimes talking to a brick wall here. So thank you, Jamila, for the comment. And if anybody else has any other comments, questions that you may have as it relates to the topics today, strategy, feel free to drop it, because I love the engagement. I'm here for you. Today is your day. All right. So number 3 of the 4 strategies, best strategies to win more DLA contracts next year and beyond, of course. All right. Number 3, I say, hey, you want to target specialty supply segments. Specialty supply segments are just a game changer, because it's less competition in these arenas. And you may say, well, okay, make this make sense. Well, first of all, as you guys know, the DLA has a lot of different commands, and they recently consolidated DLA Land and Maritime and DLA Aviation into one command called DLA Weapons Support. All right. So it used to be 7 primary commands. Now it's 5. All right. So they're consolidating. They're trying to get a little bit more efficient. And hopefully you guys are starting to see some benefits from DLA Weapons Support as it relates to the responsiveness. Maybe you're seeing the award cycles are starting to increase. I think our company last week, we achieved 5 awards that came in, which was pretty awesome, for, getting close to the end of the year. And again, you have to bid and bid often in order to get those awards kind of coming in. But one command that I recommend that you who are new to the DLA want to consider supporting as it relates to building your national stock number catalog is DLA Troop Support. All right. DLA Troop Support, they focus on purchasing clothing, textiles, and equipment in support of the troops. And in that area, they do a lot of procurements through the DLA Internet Bid Board system for protective gear, field supplies, tools, and electric items. All right. So these are commercial or COTS, commercial off-the-shelf items that you can find through Grainger.com, MasterCard.com, HomeDepot.com. There's a lot of different big box retailers, even Amazon. You can find some of these products where you can then take the manufacturer's name, manufacturer's part number, and cross-reference to an actual federal national stock number. So for those of you who are new to the DLA or new to this type of content, first time ever hearing something like this, NSN, a federal national stock number, it's a 13-digit number that's unique to the U.S. unique to the U.S. military, but it's a federal stock number that does not change. So once that NSN, that 13-digit NSN is forged, it represents the salient characteristics of that particular product that the military buys. Now, why does this matter? National stock numbers, and there are over 5 million of them that the DLA is responsible for managing. So the DLA is the authority over the national stock number catalog of their catalog. But by aligning your catalog of NSNs with their catalog of NSNs, now you are able to manage the solicitations that come and hit the street. The DLA has over 100,000 solicitations on the Internet Bid Board system at any given moment. Open solicitations, some of which never even get bid on because there are not enough vendors that know that the DLA is even looking to buy these items, for one. And so that's why we have this channel where we're trying to get the word out, because the DLA needs help. That they need vendors that understand the federal procurement process, understand how the DLA operates, and then you guys find a value lane in supporting the warfighter in this way. All right. So excellent opportunity. The DLA, right? They're buying these products. You create your you create your catalog, and then you bid and bid often, and you show up and prove out that you are in support of the warfighter in this capacity. All right. So by targeting specialty supply segments, low competition, commercial off the shelf, this helps to increase the velocity of you bidding on contracts and winning smaller contracts. All this is going to predicate on how you begin to build your business outside of just the commercial off the shelf products, but also into the custom manufactured components. And for those of you who are connected to my DLA Vendor Network, when we go closed circuit, we talk a lot about ways that you can get more involved, like getting EJCP certified, and how to find manufacturers in the backyard near you, where you might be able to connect the dots and to help to increase the industrial base of vendors who are interested in supporting the warfighter in that capacity, in support of those national stock numbers, with the right form, fit, and function of those products. Hey, for the 5 viewers that are out there, can someone drop something in the chat to let me know if the video is smooth and seamless? Because I still see chop going on. I refreshed this computer and whatnot. And I think it's a StreamYard thing that's happening. But just let me know if the content is coming across very very clear on your end, and that just means a ton to me. You can maybe put a heart emoji in the chat there if you don't want to say anything. Just say, hey, it's looking good, or a thumbs up or something of that nature. It'd be great to know as I'm going through this, because I'm almost to the end of this presentation. And again, no questions have come into the chat as well. So, hey, throw some questions, because I'm still waiting on some Brigadier Generals and Patreon members. I know that this is the holiday weekend, so folks may still be stuffed with turkey and working out and hanging out with family and friends. And but I show up, every 2 weeks, the DLA Guru is going to show up. And unless I'm out of the country and don't have access to the internet, I'm going to show up. All right. So Jamila says, okay, let me throw it on the screen there. Thanks, Jamila. She says, video is good on YouTube. All right, fantastic, Jamila. Well, thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. All right. So, hey, Jamila, let me give you another round of applause, Jamila. I really appreciate the engagement. Looks like it's just me and you today, Jamila. So, hey, Jamila, if you got any questions, because you are a member of the channel, feel free to drop any question that you have, or any comment, or a success that you've had, a DLA contract that you've been awarded. Let me know if you're bidding on contracts. How many contracts have you bid on the past week? Just let me know kind of what's going on with you, because I remember you did. I remember seeing your name, and I do notice the folks that are part of my member community. So feel free to drop me a little love there. And Jamila, I think that you may not be part of the Brigadier General community. Something that you might want to consider upgrading your subscription to the Brigadier General, because that's the way we can cam up a mic up over here in StreamYard, and I can really, really get to know you and do my best to help you along your DLA journey. All right. So I highly recommend that as well. All right. Back to the subject matter at hand, because we're on number 3 on the screen there. And I promise you, I got 4 strategies that I think will definitely help to 10x your business as it relates to winning more DLA contracts in fiscal year 2026. 1, you want to become the easy button for the DLA. All right. You say the easy button. What do you mean by the easy button? Well, the easy button meaning that you're employing all the strategies 1 through 3 that I've just talked about. All right. You want to make sure that you're trying to find a lane of building your national stock number catalog, finding low-hanging fruit where it's less competition as far as servicing a particular command, and employing mass bidding techniques. That is the batch bidding system, the batch bid tool that the DLA allows all vendors to access to. But again, the DLA does not tell you how to do it. They don't tell you how to build the tool. You got to figure that out. And guess that's what yours truly, the DLA Guru, and my coding team has figured that out. And we are now testing that tool to be as part of our 2026 fiscal year strategy to win more contracts as well. As a matter of fact, those 5 contracts that we won last week, I should say, the 5 that we were awarded last week, and feel free, you can look it up and see for yourself. You can see our awards that came in last week. We won those contracts using the batch tool. All right. So that's what's so cool about this. And, we're just testing different things out and like, okay, this stuff works. All right. So, and, I've been in this space for such a long time, and I'm always, I'm an entrepreneur. I got a lot of things going on. I told you about the podcast that I launched, the 3 Pillars podcast within this channel. Haven't done a whole lot of work in that arena because I've been a little busy with other things going on in my life and different businesses that I'm involved with. But, the DLA has just always been a great agency for the past 20 years for me, for my team and I to be a part of, in addition to all the other stuff that I got going on as it relates to business. It's just entrepreneurship, man. It's just who I am. I was born an entrepreneur and I love the space. But again, for you, a best strategy to win for more DLA contracts, you want to become an easy button for the DLA. Now, how do you become an easy button? Not only with the 3 strategies that I talked about, but once you win those contracts, you want to always make sure that you have 100% packaging compliance. You don't want to get quality notifications by a product specialist that says you didn't bag and tag the products correctly. Because once you start getting QNs and the DLA has to deal with that, that disrupts the supply chain and just makes it more difficult for the DLA to do what they do best in supporting the warfighter. All right. So you want to make sure that you're focusing myopically on packaging compliance. Don't guess. This is the way you do it. Do it the way they want you to do it. A lot of times those mil specs are not really easy to interpret. So that's when you tune in and tap into professionals who have been in this space that can say, we've had contracts just like this, do it just like that. All right. And that's how you kind of translate that, because the DLA doesn't do a very good job at this point in giving you a lot of feedback on how to interpret that. A lot of times, contract administrators, they'll say, you should already know. Why are you bidding the contracts if you don't know? I don't get paid to teach you how to do that. All right. So that's what happens when you go back to the DLA. So just be careful of that. This is how you be part of the Easy Button campaign, the Easy Button Club, and as well as having consistent lead times. If you tell a DLA that you can ship a product or ship a contract or complete a contract in 90 days, do it in 80 days. You understand? Like, be consistent on your lead times and overperform, I should say, on the DLA's expectations. That helps you to become part of the DLA's Easy Button. I don't know if any of you out there have ever gotten an email from a contract officer or contract administrator that says, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you bid on this contract? If you're getting the DLA reaching out to you to say, can you do me a favor and bid on this versus you finding the contract, you're part of the Easy Button Club. All right. We get those emails on a weekly basis from the DLA, all different commands asking us to bid on solicitations that are out there, because they're like, yeah, this company, they know what the hell they're doing. We want them to at least bid, because their rule of 2 or 3 is very important. And they want to make sure they get some companies bidding on those contracts, ones that they know can show up. And last but not least, in this area, to become a part of the Easy Button Committee, you want to have fast responses to RFQs. So whenever those RFQs hit, those solicitations, I should say, hit the DLA's internet bid board system by using tools like the batch upload tool, you want to bid on them the same day that they come out. So like, it's almost like fresh tuna, right? When you open the can up, you don't want the tuna to sit up for 2 or 3 days and get stale on you. You want to bid on it immediately. And that's where you employ, again, automation to kind of help you have those fast responses, because the DLA collects all the data. If you got a cage code and you have access to DIBBS, anytime you operate on DIBBS, they are tracking every mouse click, every page, everything that you're doing is all being tracked by the U.S. military. And they like to definitely work with vendors that are serious about supporting the DLA's efforts and supporting the warfighter. All right, cool. Let's see. We got some more comments that have come in. I love these comments when they come in. Thank you guys. Look, some latecomers coming to it because I'm almost ending my presentation. But looks like we got Miss Jerry on the screen. She says, just listening in from LinkedIn. All right, there we are actually streaming on multiple platforms. I think we're on IG for sure, LinkedIn, and here on YouTube and StreamYard. All right, so maybe that's why we get a little bit of the choppiness. There's a lot of stuff going on with this particular live stream. But hey, Jerry, thank you for dropping that comment. I love the engagement. And see, we got Jamila back in the house. So Jamila says, do you recommend emailing the contracting officer to introduce your business and asking them to push a solicitation to a set aside? Yes, I do. And you don't really talk to the contract officer. The contract officer is the one that actually signs the award letter, they don't have a lot to do with the actual the acquisition process that is engaging, I should say, with us vendors. It will be the contract administrator, the CA, would be who you want to reach out to, and of course, working Jamila with the whatever command that you're working with. The Office of Small Business Programs is a great place to kind of start as well, to introduce yourself, to release your company capability statement, let them know who you are, types of NSNs or the federal supply classes that you are operating in, and then they can sometimes connect the dots and maybe get you into a particular contract administrator that's looking for an organization like, or the types of the support or the services that you can provide in supporting the warfighter, supporting the DLA on their journey in supporting the warfighter. All right, so that's something I definitely recommend. All right, and see, we got another comment that just came on the screen here. Looks like Brother Steele 9516 says, is a payment plan available? Not exactly sure for what type of payment plan we're talking about. Brother Steele, you might want to elaborate. Are you talking about master classes? Are you talking about over here in the YouTube space as far as upgrading your I would imagine you're talking about the master classes, but if you're interested in some of our masterclass content, I recommend that you send me an email, brother. And I'll put it on the screen at the end of this presentation. As a matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat too. And fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. You just wanted to shoot me an email and let me know your exact question as it relates to what types of services or consulting that we offer, Brother Steele, and then I can get you in the right area to help you along your DLA journey as well. All right, cool. All right, so hey, we're getting close to the end of this. I just want to also point out, and again, Brother Steele, ways that you can get more involved in creating a strategy around winning contracts with the DLA. I highly recommend, in addition to the 4 strategies that I just talked about, and of course, if you missed it, if you chime in a little late, just hit the circle back on the replay, because there's a lot of content that's in this particular live stream. But I definitely recommend, if you're really serious about being a viable DLA vendor, and you want to put some legs under building a business that can grow and withstand the test of time and support the U.S. military, I highly recommend that you gain access to training, professional training in this space. Of course, my channel is all about training in what I call the YouTube University. But if you want to really get down into some more focused training on how you can hit the ground running, you want to reach out to me via the email that's in the chat there, as well as what's in the description of this video feed, and to connect with me to learn more about our training programs. And of course, hey, reach out to some other content creators in this space. There are a bunch of folks that are talking about DLA and federal government contracting. Find a home that makes you feel comfortable, and then work it there. All right. So you want to get into networking. That's really what I love about this space, and working through YouTube and some of the other social media platforms, is I meet so many people, and just connecting the dots. I may not be able to help you, but this person can help you, and things of that nature. So getting involved in networking. And last but not least, mentorship. That's why I offer my bi-monthly live streams. So if you want to upgrade your subscription, again, pin to the comments of this particular live stream, you'll see a link that can invite you to upgrade to Brigadier General level, because that's where my mentorship program is all about. I call it my DLA continuous learning component of our consulting. And we meet twice a month here live. I'm always showing up. It's snow outside. I've showed up. Instead of calling it a snow day, I'm here. And I recommend, Brother Steele, that you consider looking at joining the DLA Vendor Network by way of LinkedIn. All right, LinkedIn is probably one of the best ways for you to connect. If you got an IG and you're on YouTube and you're on Facebook, you want to make sure you're on LinkedIn, because there's a lot of professionals over there. That's just an area that I love, that we're growing our DLA Vendor Network community in the LinkedIn world. As you saw the comment that was on the screen, there was a young lady that's over in LinkedIn taking a look at us. And the way that you find me is at the DLA Guru. That's the best way of connecting with me on LinkedIn. It's by invite only to be a part of it. So you want to make sure you have a professional profile on LinkedIn. You're showing your pearly whites and all your accolades, and who you are and the value that you can add into the DLA Vendor Network community. because it's all about networking over in LinkedIn world. So I think that's a good place for you to start as well. And if, that's all kind of hands off, very, very web-based, electronic. But if you're old school, like yours truly, the DLA Guru, and you just say, hey, man, I want to talk with you, DLA Guru, I offer a 15-minute pre-screening phone call as well. So you can reach out to me via email and say, hey, I'd like to connect with you. As a matter of fact, you can log on to www.thedlaguru.com. I'll put this in the chat as well. I just I'm just trying to engage in the chat a little bit, but it's also in the description of this video, DLAGuru.com. You can log on to the website there. There is a link where you can schedule a 15-minute pre-screening phone call with yours truly. We can get on the phone, align your schedule with mine. I can learn a little bit about your business, find out, where you are in your business cycle. If I think that the DLA will be a great client for you, customer for you. And I'll also be candid and let you know that, hey, I think you got to go back to the drawing board. DLA probably is going to be, you're going to be skating uphill with the DLA. I will definitely let you know that. And if you have any direct questions about some of my training programs, you can learn a lot more about the programs that I offer. And if it can the investment will help you along your DLA journey. And last but not least, joining my members only DLA Vendor Network community is really where it's at. All right, I'm looking in my StreamYard chat here. It doesn't look like I have any Patreon members or brigadier generals that have joined me in the chat. They're probably still stuff from Turkey Day. I figured this weekend was going to be a little parse, but again, I wanted to show up and improve the value that the DLA Vendor Network is all about, supporting you along your journey. I will be hanging out here until about 1 o'clock, even though no one's in my waiting room. But I am obligated because I'm a man of my word. I will be hanging out to about 1 o'clock. So that gives me about an hour and 10 minutes in my office to multitask. And if you guys want to upgrade your subscription and come in and talk everything related to the DLA, it'll just be, we'll have a small community on this holiday weekend to talk about the DLA. All right. So I definitely invite you to do that. And, one of the models that I'm beginning to employ in some of my videos is, it looks like, we got a brigadier general that just came in here. So we got a brigadier general that just joined us. So we will definitely be hanging out in this space. So if you guys want to join, and again, invite you to come over here, but always think of this, all right? Do not think what the warfighter can do for you. Think what you can do to support the warfighter by way of the DLA. The DLA's motto is warfighter always. This is the mentality, the mindset that you must have to be successful in this space. Think what you can do to support the warfighter. Warfighter always, all right? And for those of you who showed up today, looks like we had some great views. Looks like we had a peak of 8 viewers in the building. I'm surprised we have 100 viewers in the building because, man, this is great content. But thanks again for watching. And if you're interested in a contracted consultation with yours truly, the DLA Guru, on screen, you will find my email address as well as in the chat there. You can reach me at fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. It's generic, but it comes to me. Feel free to hit me up. Let me know who you are. And hey, it's just so great to be in this space and to have access to these tools and to be able to get out here and add as much value as I can to this community. Hopefully you guys are loving what the DLA Guru is cooking. As you see, I'm showing up. So, hey, you show up, I show up. And hey, until we meet again, I'll see you at the top.